As long as we're having fun. Alright, the second map is pretty much good to go, guys, so I'm gonna jump back to my screen.
Ah, god damn it. With all this talk, I forgot the UI again.
Oh, no.
I told you to remind me, this is why I told you.
I'm sorry.
This is why I hire you. I give you one job. One single job. Ah, man.
Well, at least I still have a little bit of my game art overlay.
I can already foresee the comments. Oh, there's no scoreboard.
There's no scoreboard, and we make one.
The introductions are all yours.
Cool. I love how you always give away the introduction just because you don't want to do it. It makes you look like good guy Johan, but actually...
Because I'm really bad at it.
Scumbag Johan. Of course, over here on the top side of Heavy Rain, we got the Green Protoss hailing from the Netherlands. He is Grubby's Grubby. Representing Grubbies all around the world. He is going to go up against the former European superstar, but he still is, at least outside of the game. Is he still a superstar inside the game as well? We might know a little more after his real skill level when this series is done. He is, of course, EG's very own Stephano. Still rocking the EG tag, still rocking those EG jerseys, overlays, and whatnot. So most likely he had to do something with the fact that he had like 400 hours of streaming to catch up with. But he's been streaming quite a bit. And it's been fun to watch. Every now and then I tune in, and like the good thing is, often when you're like bored and you check out the new stream, there's like sometimes you click on the stream and they're out of game, you know, and they're talking, or they're not even there, or they just start a game. Like the chances of you joining Stephano's stream and Stephano not being in the actual game are so much smaller than on any other stream, because every game of Stephano lasts like 45 minutes to 1 hour.
Yeah.
So you always jump right into the action. That's pretty nice.
I wonder actually how does he do commercials in those games?
Probably just plays them in between. He's like, guys, for the next 3 minutes I'll be rallying locusts to his turn. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
I promise I won't abduct anything.
Yeah. And then he's like, he's back, welcome back. I made a few more spark rallies, but other than that, I did not lose a single unit.
You're very sick. On this map, it looks like Grubby wants to open similarly with the gateway expand. And I was very skeptical with the wall-in he went for in the previous game. Like, with the wall-in he had gone for, it's pretty obvious you want to go for a very quick third and in what position. So Stephano could read right into that as well. And also it took longer for Grubby to seal his base. Remember, those two links got into his base early on. So on this map, definitely not going to be seeing the same thing because the map does not allow for it. And man, I want to see a long game here. On this map...
And if there's one map where we most likely will see a long game, because Polar Knight is a little bit tricky as well. And I actually think that Polar Knight is perhaps not necessarily the best Swarmos map. Like, it can work very well, but there is a lot of airspace, which makes it hard for a Zerg to figure out where the Warp Prisms are coming from and whatnot. On Heavy Rain, this is just such a good Swarmos map. If Zerg stabilizes on 3 bases, they are bound to get a 4th eventually, and from that point on, it's also a map where Protoss is definitely capable of dealing with it. That's what I really like about this map.
On what map?
This one. Because there's so many terrain changes and whatnot. You think Swarmos are unbeatable here?
No, I think it's one of the harder maps. Because like, you can reach the entire map from like the middle of the map too, with locusts. So it's very hard to do anything. And also, the bases are very close to each other, at least the first 3 ones. So if you have like spines and stuff well placed, it's gonna be like pretty easy. Like, there is not much space to fly around with Warp Prism and do good harassment. Like, only somebody like Hero always finds like holes in a Zerg's defense. It's very, very hard to deal with.
But what I like about it as Protoss, I do agree with you, as I said as well. I think if we're going to see it on one map, it will most likely be Heavy Rain. Is that like you can stand on the high ground when the locusts are in the low ground, or you can stand in the middle when the locusts are positioned in the other side and stuff. So there's definitely a way that you can sort of maneuver around the Swarmos. It is still very hard to break the Zerg player, of course, and that's well, hopefully that's going to be a little easier if we are going to see Tempest. But for now, just the Twilight console is going down.
You think Dark Shrine?
Base. I'm actually not sure. I think it might be Blink.
Okay. We'll find out in a second here. Last time I started predicting stuff, I was wrong all the time. So yeah, this is going to be a Dark Shrine. And Grubby is already stinking a probe across the map here. And there is no overlord on the right hand side. If he was to proxy a pylon... Oh, actually, I don't think Stephano is going to be able to spot this here.
Nope.
But with the little amount of units that there is out right now for Grubby, and also that very quick Stalker, this is a big tell that this could be DTs. And actually, we see Stephano taking to Lair on 2 bases. This is, I feel like, a pretty good scenario for him.
Oh, those Zerglings running by. This is fantastic for Ilias, because these Zerglings are going to find the Dark Shrine. Well, a little bit sloppy there by Grubby. Stalker being out of position too long. Yes, he did kill the Overlord.
I think he's going to cancel. Look, he starts Blink.
Yeah.
I think he cancels, makes a lot of extra gateways, and then goes for an attack. And I think Stephano even sees that the Blink being researched now. Should have danced with Zerglings here. Then there definitely would be a cancel on both.
But what if this was his plan all along? Then I was right and you were wrong.
Don't start, man.
Man, these 3 Zerglings with all of them having like 2 or 3 HP actually survived for quite a while. But in the end, they won't be able to pick up a probe kill regardless. A successful run by.
Cancels at the last second, and Grubby is going to be adding a few gateways, going up to at least 6, possibly 7. Yeah, I think 7. And look, he has nicely placed pylons already across the map. He could take out that 3rd. That Dark Shrine cancel forced 2 spores out of Stephano, and Stephano right now he knows he has to get a lot of roaches to defend whatever's coming his way, whether it's Blink or DTs. The thing is, he's only on 2 hatcheries, so getting a lot of units out, enough units out to defend against this is going to be very tricky. Grubby though, he doesn't have sentries. He's only going to have time warps to work with.
I think it's going to be pretty much impossible for Ilias to keep this base alive though. As like creep is just not too far. Roach speed is only just starting right now. It will be ready in 60-70 seconds, but I don't think that Ilias can keep this base alive. It would be so tough.
Oh, 1 single sentry is here. Nice force fields were used here.
Oh, Blink is not ready yet, Johan.
Yeah.
Grubby might actually lose like 2 or 3 Stalkers before Blink is ready. Wow, that's 2 Stalkers down, 3 Stalkers down before Blink is ready.
And the pylon's
Blink is
gonna
ready
fall
in
here
5
too.
seconds.
He revealed this attack a little bit too early here, I think.
Oh, 4 Stalkers dead already for Grubby. Now 24 additional Zerglings on the way. Maybe Ilias will be able to save this hatchery after all.
Yeah, this is quite a disaster here of an attack by Grubby. He's pulling back with his Stalkers, but behind is 24 more Zerglings. Stephano, I think he knows that he has enough roaches to hold on here. He just needs mass Zerglings so that they're going to rally across the map very, very quickly, and he's going to kill all of the Stalkers.
Wow.
After which, it's going to be very, very hard to lose if he holds this comfortably. But Grubby does a pretty good job of microing here.
But he has lost so many Stalkers already, and normally you're not supposed to lose Stalkers this early unless the Zergling or Roach count is very high. Ilias still doing a really good job in focus firing the low HP Stalkers as well with those Zerglings that are streaming across the map. And Ilias has defended without even losing too much damage on the hatchery at all, at least. It looks like it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there are still 6 Stalkers, but...
Actually, Grubby is dealing with this as good as possible. The thing is, he's 0-0. There is 3 Hydralisks on the way now. How many drones is he on, actually? 40 drones to 44 probes. If Grubby was to start making walkers at this point, just make sure he doesn't lose these Stalkers. Oh, I thought for a second Stephano might sack this 3rd base, but I think he's barely going to try to save it. Or is he not? No, it's actually too late. This is actually pretty okay for Grubby here for now. Oh, if he doesn't lose all those Stalkers. He moved too far out of position.
Does not have a recall, but there are just Zerglings over here. Stephano made Hydralisk on a kind of odd moment. I think if this moment he would have just kept making roaches, he would have had a pretty good shot, especially if he would have decided to research Burrow somewhere in between. Mr. Beta would have been streaming for Burrow. Grubby's still moving forward right now. The supply count is even.
Wow.
Oh, is Grubby now...
Nice blinks. I'm gonna give him a sick lead here, and he might be able to take this game.
Yeah. I'm really surprised by how this went out, because it started off as a disaster for Grubby. I think that Stephano went into Hydralisk in the wrong phase in the game. As, he will be able to pick up a few of these Stalkers, but from this point on, Stephano just doesn't have too many units anymore. 6 Hydras is all that he has. I love how I called like the phase or the state of the game like wrong 3 times in a row, but this was pretty bizarre.
And man, that blink on 15 seconds doesn't seem to affect Grubby here. Maybe he needs 30 seconds on the blink to stop doing this, because that looked pretty nice here. But hold on, he's gonna be held back. You know what's nice here for Stephano is the creep spread. Like if he's able to hold and retake a base, he's gonna have so much vision around his base. But right now his priority should be getting more walkers. 33 drones against 43 probes.
Yeah, he lost a lot of work because he does have 8 roaches now again. 8 roaches can take quite a beating from these Stalkers. So I guess the game is not over yet. So I saw that one too. I don't know if it's early or if this balance stuff just really throws me off. I actually forgot about the Stalkers at all, but of course, guys, the Blink Stalkers are quite a bit weaker, as right now Blink is, the cooldown is 15 seconds, and it was 9 or 11 before, what was it?
Yeah, I think it was 10, and now it's 15. And Hydralisk are gonna shoot faster, by the way. So Grubby's getting a robo. I really like the way he's played this behind it, you know? His transition, he knows he's quite ahead on walkers. So he's transitioning out of it. Oh, some links are gonna be caught here, maybe. He's making sure there's no third base. Look, he's sending a Zealot on the left-hand side one and checking with Stalkers on the right-hand side. And I think he takes it to Colossus from there and just wins.
Well, we have the infestation pit going down, Johan, so we might get what we're here for after all. There's a couple of Zerglings probably have to pick up this pilot on the right top side of the map.
In a most unlikely scenario.
37 drones against 53 pros, but I'm surprised that Stephano is still alive, because I really felt he went into Hydras in the wrong phase of the game. It looked like he was dead. There were a bunch of Blink Stalkers standing in his natural, and he only had 6 units out on the map.
Wow, and Stephano going for Pathogenic Gland here, I think he's misreading this. Either he wants to go for a timing, or he thinks there's going to be another wave with full Stalkers and Sentries this time, in which case Infestors will indeed help. And I guess he had a lot of gas, so that makes sense too. The thing is, given the circumstances and Grubby taking to Colossus here, if Stephano knew, I think he would definitely prefer going for something like Swarmhost.
They didn't change the Infestor, right? The Infestor stays the same?
Oh no. No, they brought back the old Wings of
the old fungal, no! They're like, hey guys, we just noticed that Zerg is not winning every tournament, and we do not like this.
I think the changes in this matchup is just the Tempests and the Hydralisks and the Blink. And the Mothership Core seeing less, supposedly.
Well, let's take a look at that Mothership Core.
Can you see the vision somewhere?
Yeah. No, vision range is not shown in game. But I don't know, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, since it's around units, we can't really tell right now. I really like the work that Grubby is doing with his Zealots, sending them a little bit everywhere on the map to do some good scouting. Look at those Hydralisks, man, stepping over XMG in the middle of the map. Step on XMG. XMG
slithering.
steps on you. XMG sponsors you.
They're slithering over XMG, man. Like snake.
Yeah, of course, thanks to our sponsor here. They're gonna be the one paying $100 to every winner that we have today. So thanks to XMG as always.
The Infestors are here, but maybe we can fungal the Colossus, but that's not going to work. Really good forces by Grubby.
Did you see that dodge with the blink on the fungal? That was pretty sick. If those units had been locked down, they would have died very, very quickly. And Stephano is committing a lot to this, even though he is on the third base behind this. He's getting a Spire. Why do you think he's getting a Spire?
Maybe, I don't know.
Has maybe he's going to go but he doesn't have enough gas. And,
there's only a single Colossus.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Corruptors to counter the Colossus. I think Stephano should pull back. Look, he doesn't have much energy left. He could lose all of those units. But for Grubby, it's... I guess he wants to chase, but he realized there was too much and he cannot blink in there because of the Infestor. So
it's kind of hard to... I guess Stephano was a little careful about how he wanted to run away because he knew there was blink. Sometimes when you just send your units back, throw those blinks forward and they pick up a few units. And he also didn't want to make sure, I guess, that the Infestors were not too exposed. I guess it wasn't too bad. He didn't lose that much there. He forced out some time warp. He made Grubby worry a little bit. Grubby is on double robo, by the way.
Yeah. This is going to be very scary. I think if Grubby maxes out here, surely there is... If there is no Vipers, and you have an army maxed out on Colossus, if there is no Vipers or Trust, you're never going to win. You will need like mass Swarm Host, lots of static defense, and right now, all that Stephano's getting is a bunch of Corruptors. And he's not ready for this. I think Stephano doesn't know.
Stephano has basically been mining off 4 Extractors throughout the entire game, has only like 60 or 70 gases being mined from these new Extractors, and he's having Roaches, Hydras, Infestors, and now Corruptors.
He's gonna have +2 missile attacks, by the way, whereas Grubby is only on +1 now. So this is a very unusual PvZ game we're seeing here. Grubby going for the 4th now. I'm a little bit surprised. I think if he commits to this attack, he will do very, very well. I don't think taking a 3rd this early is good here. But I guess since he kind of mined out his main, that makes sense too.
The corrupt count is not very high just yet. Burrow being researched now for Stephano too. You know, maybe if he can get up to like 10 Corruptors, there is a chance that he can maybe hold this. But there are...
If he breaks those rocks when the Protoss army is standing there, maybe.
Fungal! Fungal dodge. Oh, 1 Colossus. Kind of forgotten. But look at that one sentry trying to be his guardian angel. Oh,
Green
that
Guardian Shield.
sentry.
That's what you get.
The
Grubby's gonna
sentry
go around. I
jumped
like
on
his
the
choice.
grenade.
He has the double time warp. No, actually, a single time warp available with the second one on the way. What? Stephano's sending units to the right hand side just for one single zealot. And ooh, Stephano cannot chase in there. It will be a big mistake.
Oh, Colossus misrallied a little bit. A couple of Corruptors is going to work on that Colossus that came in from the north side. But this is still a terrifying Protoss army. Stephano is going to try to make a hold. He could land some reasonable fungals, but the Corruptors are probably just not in a high enough number to actually deal with 5 Colossi over here.
Yeah, he hit some good fungals and infested Terrans, but that's just going to be too much. The drones are being pulled now. Even if Stephano holds, he's lost way too much of his core composition here. All of the infestors fell, and drones are going to fall as well.
Drones are going to
We're
kill
gonna have a
Colossi,
third
man. Yeah, good push here by Grubby. It was kind of a bizarre game because early game I kind of misread it all along. I thought first that Stephano was not going to be able to save the hedge, but Grubby perhaps started his attack a little too soon, and then he lost a bunch of stalkers. And then when I felt that it shouldn't have worked anymore, it worked. And then when I thought Stephano was dead, he wasn't dead. Everything is a little crazy, I guess. Well done, Manuel.